Potterheads. Welcome to the Book Nerds Potterhead online book club meetup. Thank you all for joining us, and I'm looking forward to a great session with all you guys. Hoping, of course, that all of you have read the books, at least most of you. That would be great. And even if you have not, Potterheads are Potterheads. Even if they have, watched the movies, they are Potterheads. But hope if you haven't read the books, then you might, go back and read the books. So that would be awesome. So very quickly, what I'll do is I'll go straight to Priyakshi, who will be talking about the first book and sharing her experiences with the Potter universe. And then we'll talk to everyone else one by one. Okay. And when I introduce you, so all that would be required would be your name, what you do, why you love the Harry Potter books so much. And if you have any books at hand, you can show them or just mention their names, whatever your favorites are. You can see some books in my background, some of my favorites and not so favorites. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll ask Priyakshi to unmute herself and take the proceedings further and tell us about her favorite Harry Potter books.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to talk about the first book of the Harry Potter series, that is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. But before I begin to talk about it, let me admit that I am not a big fan of fantasy novels. Okay, I had never read one before this, though I had watched a few films. And even in this case, I had watched the Harry Potter films first before reading the book. So, given this chance, I thought I'll grab it and see what it's like. Because fantasy never appealed to me earlier because of the kind of outlandish plots that they would have and the kind of places they would take you to, which I couldn't just relate to. I'm more realistic, I'm more realism loving person. So, like, when I picked up this book, I was slightly apprehensive as to, will I like it or not. But I must admit, I just loved it. Okay. So let me go straight to the book. I'm sure all of you have read it, so I won't go into too many details about the story. But let me just first recapitulate certain things that we know about J.K. Rowling, for instance. This book was published in 1997, and the entire series, the Harry Potter series, sold around 500 million copies worldwide. Okay, it's one of the best-selling books in history and book history, that is. And children would queue up outside the bookstores overnight. They would camp outside overnight to buy these books. The books have been made into popular films, which I will be talking about a little later as to how I visited the Warner Brothers studio in London, in the outskirts of London, and what all I saw there. But coming back to the book, J.K. Rowling thought about the story while on a train journey. Okay, and she wrote this book sitting in various cafes. You must be aware that she was in penury at that time. She was living on state benefits. Okay, she was very poor. And she was a single mother of a baby. She would take the baby out for a walk and sit in various cafes and write this book. The book was rejected by 12 publishers. Can you imagine? Then it was picked up by Bloomsbury. And that too, thanks to Bloomsbury's chairman's daughter, 11-year-old daughter, who was given the first chapter to read. And she really loved it. And she said, I want to read the second chapter immediately. Okay, and that's how the book was accepted and published. Now, coming to the book, we know in the first 20 pages of the book, we are not introduced to Harry Potter yet. Okay, there's just a build up. There's a build up of how the Muggles world is suddenly being invaded by all these extra things from some magical world. Lots of birds, lots of owls flying around, all kinds of things are happening, all kinds of people in funny costumes are roaming around and bumping into each other, and they seem to be very happy. So there's a build up, kind of slow and beautiful build up to the introduction of Harry Potter. Harry is rescued by a wizard called Hagrid and brought to his aunt and uncle's place in London and deposited at their doorstep. Okay, and the aunt and uncle brings him up for the next 10 years. They're really cruel, very mean to him. Do not give him enough food to eat. They make him sleep under in a cupboard under the stairs. Okay, and the over pampered son of theirs is always bullying Harry. So he feels really isolated. He feels lonely. He feels like he cannot make friends in this world. That kind of thing. And then suddenly, just as his 11th birthday is approaching, at that time they start receiving a lot of letters from some weird seal. There's a seal which is very different looking, and the moment those letters come, Harry's uncle would tear them up. Okay, he read the first letter, he saw what the contents were, and then immediately after that he would tear them up. Then piles of letters kept coming, but Harry's uncle just wouldn't allow him to read any of it. And Harry was perplexed. He was like wondering, what is this? Why is somebody writing to me? I don't know anybody. Okay, why would anybody write to me? But that mystery is not solved for a long time. Then the uncle, to escape this onslaught of letters, takes them to a deserted island in the middle of nowhere, thinking that they would be safe there. But then Hagrid lands there, and this is when Harry comes to know that he is actually a wizard and that his parents were killed by who cannot be named, okay, Voldemort. And Hagrid tells him that now he is going to be admitted to the Hogwarts School of Wizardry and Witchcraft. Harry is like, in seventh heaven. He's so happy to hear this. But he couldn't believe that he's a wizard. But then Hagrid takes him with him, does all the shopping for his uniform and books and everything. And then after a few days, he's told to board the Hogwarts train to the school. Okay. And the rest of the book is about how they meet, Harry meets other people in the train, how they make friends, and how they land in Hogwarts, and how fascinated they are with this entire school, and ghosts walking around, and things, candles hanging in the air, and all kinds of things. It's a fascinating place. Then begins Harry's adventures, and he negotiates his way through school. He negotiates his way through class and other things, and the ultimate battle that he fights with who, so
Yeah.
the ultimate evil. So this is the crux of the book, and it's what fascinated me about this book is first the language. It's so beautifully written. It's simple. It's beautiful. It flows. Second is that it has so much of wit. There is so much of witty lines, filled with witty lines. I'll read out one or two excerpts so that you get to know what I'm talking about. But I was chuckling throughout, like, while reading the book, I was having great fun. Third is this whole thing of boarding school and everything, which we can relate to very easily because we had earlier read Mallory Towers and St. Clair's, and also, these things are familiar to us, and those of us who have actually gone to boarding schools can perhaps relate to this. And third is that even though it talks about ghosts and all kinds of things, mysterious things and creatures and all, they don't seem out of place at all. It's as if it's very normal for ghosts to be walking around and talking to each other, for candles to be floating in the air, and things to be portraits to be talking to you. It all seems very, very normal. It's like as if it's another day. So that is what appealed to me, that it's not something that we cannot relate to. It's something that we can actually enjoy. You can imagine it. So that was what was very interesting.
Priakshi,
And the whole thing of friendship and loyalty that you see between amongst these three, Ron, Hermione, and Harry, of course. how loyal they are to each other, how
Yeah.
they make friends quickly, and how they, stand by each other in times of need. They do not let each other down. So this is one concept that I really enjoyed. Then the whole thing of you can relate to Harry because most of us have faced bullies in our life, haven't we? We have
Yeah.
faced bullies in school. We know how we have dealt with those. So it's very relatable, the way Harry feels isolated in the beginning. And those of us who have been like orphaned at a very early age maybe can relate to his sorrow, his, his wanting to know whose parents were, and wanting to see them and all that. So it's sad. At the same time, it's not dark. It's not so dark. It's very, Harry takes it all very in his stride, and he deals with it in his own beautiful way. So that is one that
Priakshi,
is a thing that's very appealing. Yeah,
Priakshi, can you hear
Rohan.
me? Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
So what we'll do is we'll go to everyone and come back to you because
sure.
I see a lot of people who would like to chat with us. So thank you so
Yeah,
much for the very nice intro. Thank you so much. You can mute
yeah,
yourself, and then
yeah.
we'll go to Miss Jolly first because she joined us first, and she seems like the youngest. So we'll go to Miss Jolly.
Hello, my name is Angel. I am going to go in sixth grade. I love Harry Potter and I've read all the movies. I've seen all the movies and read all the books. I have them with me also. And I really like the character Hermione Granger because she was the one who knew the tricks. Like most of the tricks, she was the one who knew all of them. And I wanted to learn them and thought of myself as being in Hogwarts and stuff. It was really nice.
Okay.
I
Okay.
enjoyed all the
Which school are you in, Miss Jolly?
unison.
Unison. Great. Where are your books? I don't see them.
All of them are tagged here. I have all
Great.
of them.
I'm making you work hard. Great. So we'll come back to you, Miss Jolly, and let's go to we have with us Srini Raj. Let's go to him. Srini, can you introduce yourself and which books do you love from the Potter universe? And tell us more about yourself. Why you love the book so much?
I've read all the books multiple times, seen all the movies multiple times. I even read Cursed Child, though I'm kind of regretting Cursed Child. But yeah, I love all of the books. I especially specifically book five, Order of the Phoenix, because I think that's when the wider Harry Potter universe opens up. We're not limited to Hogwarts anymore. It's it's that's when the wider plot of intrigue, the entire purpose of Voldemort's plan starts to unfold. And I think that's one of the reasons why that's my favorite book. It's because it plays into the history and the actual politics, if you can say that, of the entire universe. I don't have any of the books with me right now physically.
Okay.
They are at um, they're at my parents' house, but I do have all of them in ebook form, and they're kind of my go-to for whenever I'm stressed or sad. I just open up the Harry Potter books and I start reading. I usually don't stop until I finish all of them. So
Okay.
yeah, it's kind of a time drain, but it's one of the best time drains ever.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Shreni. Thank you so much. And it's great that you mentioned that it's kind of a getaway for you in some ways because these books are a getaway for a lot of people. So next we will be going to Krishna. So Krishna can come in and unmute herself.
My name is Krishna. I'm class 10 student and I read the books when I was in class 6. I got them a gift as my birthday, and there'd always been a hype around Harry Potter, so I wanted to try out the books. When I read the first book, I really liked it. That's what made me a Potterhead.
I'll go to Eats a Lot. Eats a Lot, please come in. How are you?
बस भाई एकदम बढ़िया लॉकडाउन का पूरा मजा ले रहे हैं. I think the lockdown has made us realize that if we could apparate, this is the ideal moment to be able to do so. I'd apparate out of here, go maybe into a field, get on a broomstick, and be like miles away from everyone vertically. So proper social distancing while also enjoying myself. And when it comes to disinfection, there's just such a great phobia in our minds right now. Okay, should we order something from outside or not, or whatever we get from outside, we're gonna put it either in soap or sodium hypochlorite. I'm pretty sure there must be some sort of disinfection spell, which will be in the standard book of spells, grade 1 or 2 at max. And you just wave your wand and you're like, disinfect you, and you're like, up pizza khayenge. So, yeah, that would be fun. Baki to, I had thought I'm going to use the lockdown to watch the movies again because most of you know, most of you don't, that I read all 7 books every year. The 1st of January, that's the first thing I do. And I started the books. I finished book 7, I think, around the 27th of Jan this time. I got lots of, I'm really fast at them now. But I haven't seen the movies in over a year now. Most of the time, if I'm in a hotel and I switch on some channel or Harry Potter आ रहा है तो यही देखना है. ठीक है, बाकी सब जाए बाहर में. पर it's been a long time since I've done a whole marathon, so that is on my agenda for now. And seeing all of you Potterheads around, it's like really given me incentive के ये करना चाहिए, जल्दी करना चाहिए. And I'll actually get to rant about कि ये गलत है और इसके बारे में नहीं बताया और ये तो उसके साथ था ही नहीं, and this spell is not in the books. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I hope it's gonna be fun for the rest of you as well. आप सबके पास Netflix, Hotstar कुछ ना कुछ होगा. Deleted scenes से याद आया, because most of your Harry Potter fans go to YouTube, search for Harry Potter deleted scenes. They've got lots of clips from all 8 movies. Things like Dudley coming back to shake Harry's hand and saying he's not a waste of space. Things like Draco running and giving Harry his wand, which was cut out of the movies. Things like the Hogwarts theme song, which apparently happened in book 4. So Durmstrang comes in with all macho and flip मारते हुए आ रहे हैं. Okay, then you've got all feminine from Beauxbatons, and they're like going and what does Hogwarts do? We're gonna sing you a song, which is gonna get interrupted by Mad Eye Moody. So yeah, it's there. So if you have read the books, if you've read the song, and you really want to see how it goes, if it's in flow with the entire Great Hall singing it, go check out the deleted scenes. And I won't take up much more of your time. तो अभी किसी और को भी पकड़ लेते हैं, and bye bye.
Yeah.
Let there be magic.
Yeah. During the session, as we always do, during the offline Potterhead hangouts here in Dehradun, a lot of you are from outside. So what we do usually is that we show off some spells and you have to, recognize them. So the format here would be pretty simple. You'll have to type the spell in the chat window very quickly. Whoever goes first shall win. So I'll be surprising you with the spells. And the first one I'm going to put up right away. So just be ready with your magical hands. So the first one is pretty simple, and it's this one. Nox. Okay, who's first? Who's first? Who's first? Let me check. Let me check. Okay, it is Srikant. Srikant says lights out. So Srikant was first on this one. It was a close one, but Srikant won this one. So great work, Srikant. We can't see you right now, but you did great work. So, okay, I'll be surprising you guys with these spells. And at the end of everything, we'll be announcing the Potterhead of the session. So whoever participates the best and wins the quiz, etc., etc., will be winning something from us. So be ready. Okay, I would like to go to Tia. Tia, can you?
Hi, I'm joining you guys from Bangalore, and we have a pretty active Potterheads group over here as well,
Nice, nice.
where I think the discussions get extremely fierce, and we meet once in a month. And I've always been a big Harry Potter fan. I read it as a child. And my favorite has always been The Prisoner of Azkaban. And when I heard him, Shreni, say that he likes The Order of the Phoenix the most, that is the book that I rebelled the most against because I thought Harry was such a drama queen in that. But I realize now as an adult what he's saying, it's true. Now, that is the book where you do get a bigger world view to the Harry Potter world. So, yeah. But I thought I knew a lot about Harry Potter till I went for my first Harry Potter quiz over here, which was super challenging. And that kind of deflated my ego. So I do read Harry Potter very frequently, but more often nowadays I play him on Audible whenever I'm doing some mindless task that I'm not interested in.
Okay. Yeah. Great. Thank you, Tia. Thank you. Thank you for that. We have a quiz, of course, coming up. So you'll have a good chance because you already have practiced a lot in Bangalore. I would like to go to Nishtha Saxena. Uh, if she could unmute herself and show up.
So hi guys, this is Nishtha. I am not currently at my home. I am supposed to be in Bangalore, and Tia, I really look forward to connecting with you post this. So I am with a friend of mine whom I gifted these books and sort of regretted because I think hands down everybody should probably would agree on this that the seven books are gems and they just cannot be matched no matter what kind of screenplays you write. And I don't know, I just can't digest the whole format of it in the first place. But other than that, for me, if I am to speak about my Harry Potter craze, I think it goes back to year 2007. So I'm from a very small town wherein you would not even have, like when I still remember when Pogo used to always during summer vacations, Pogo would always show the Harry Potter movies, the Hindi dubbed version and the English version both. So in order to watch those movies, I would always ensure that I'm in Delhi during my summer vacations so that I could watch them. And in our town, back when Goblet of Fire was released, that's when you found Sorcerer's Stone in Hindi. So for me, the highlight of my fandom was that during my 10th standard boards, my mother took me. We traveled about 110 kilometers just to watch Deadly Hallows Part One in theater. And the best shot I had was Gwalior in Madhya Pradesh, where it aired only in Hindi. So for me, most of the spells are still Pitadev, Sanrakshanam, and whatnot. But fortunately, for me, the books were the savior. And before I ever got involved with the movies, I had the chance of reading all the books, and I was so hooked. Probably one of my best, most engaging, most passionate times wherein the only time when I've actually spent a sleepless night that I could remember, and it was not studying. That was spent reading The Half Blood Prince. I could not sleep after Dumbledore died. I wept like a child at 3 a.m. in the morning, and my parents came to check on me. So I'm sure everybody has such crazy reaction stories about what the books made you do and how far did you actually go in the name of fandom.
Yeah.
So looking forward to hearing more of them from you.
Finestra. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Finestra. Okay. If nobody can guess it, then we'll come back to it maybe later.
This is basically about shattering glass, I guess.
Okay. Uh, can you come back with the answer? Who was that? Can you type it in? You have to type it in, please. Who was that?
I typed it.
Yeah, got it, got it. Wait a minute. It's Krishna. Krishna got it. Krishna has got it. Uh, she went first. So congratulations, Krishna. I'm feeling like Arnab today. So much. Goodness. He's in the news anyways. Okay, Srikant, can you come in?
Hey guys, can you all hear me?
Yeah. Go for it. Go for it.
Okay. Hi guys. First off, thanks a lot for organizing this. Great fun. Good entertainment and a good distraction during this lockdown. It's a lot seems very active. क्या खाया तूने? अच्छा, okay. I'm also from Bangalore. I'm also part of the same Potterhead group that Tia mentioned. We've been doing this for over 3-4 years now. In fact, May 1st was supposed to be our third or fourth anniversary.
Okay.
We have a usual, approximately we get around like 100 people on the anniversary day for quizzes and charades and all sorts of stuff. 20 questions. We play a lot of things and we have a lot of discussions. Okay, so about me personally, yeah, so I'm based in Bangalore. I'm a chartered accountant, massive Potterhead since 2000. When I was first introduced to the movies, rather unfortunately, if I may say so, I was taken to the first movie along with my brother on his birthday, and then he said, after the movie, he came back and he said, "Here, take the first book." And he gave me this book, which, if you guys can see, is one of the very rare
Yeah.
covers of the first book. It's I think there are only like 100 in circulation, or 100 were printed and sold.
Wow.
So yeah, I think I'm holding a small fortune in my hand, so I'll keep it away. Aradhya, chup. So yeah, I watched all the movies. I've read all the books multiple times. I have the ebooks. I have all of the published works of J.K. Rowling in the Harry Potter universe, except for Fantastic Beasts.
Hmm.
I have bought The Cursed Child, but I've not read it so far. I'm hoping that one day they decide to come to India, or I'm able to go to some place where they actually show the play instead. Yes, thank you, Raj. I will make it a point not to read it. I am also a fan fiction writer. I have like 5 to 6 stories up on my profile. Anyone interested can please ask me for the links. And the most interesting book, or the book that impacted me the most, was, like I think Tia said, The Prisoner of Azkaban, because I ended up reading that for like 20 times in one summer when I came to India.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have any other book to read, unfortunately.
Okay.
But that was, I think that, along with The Goblet of Fire, was the book when everything changed and Harry decided to grow up. And but like Raj said, I think from the 5th book onwards, things just went completely dark and a lot more adult-like. And you can see, and I think you can see sassy Harry completely coming out in 5th and 6th books. So which was kind of fun. Yeah, yes, sassy Harry indeed. So yeah, that's about me. I look forward to meeting you all. Thank you so much once again for arranging this. And yes, thank you, Janani. 3rd anniversary indeed. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Yeah. Imperio. Okay, let me check who went first. Okay, Control, Taranjeet Singh. Let's go to Vinny Nola, Vidushi Nautiyal, and she would be talking about the audible version of the book.
Okay, hi everybody. I'm going to talk about the Harry Potter audible version of it. It is right here, if you can see. I think it is available on all platforms and free at the moment because J.K. Rowling is very charitable for all of us nerds. And it is told by Stephen Fry. And oh my God, my perspective has completely changed about audiobooks. Let me just say that. So, I'll mention my first initiation into the Harry Potter universe. It was via the movies and that to the dubbed version, I have to say. And it was, uh, at first, I have to say that I thought it was Bollywood because I was 8 years old and I didn't really know any better. So I just thought that, yeah, they're saying Hindi, must be Bollywood something. I didn't really understand what was going on because my sister was watching it and it was just a mess. So because I didn't really know what I was watching, I sort of forgot about it till my sixth grade, I think. And that is when I started to read fan fiction a lot, and I saw this crossover of Harry Potter and another book I was reading at the time. And it was just so fascinating. And I was like, oh my God, this book must be so amazing. It has like wizards and this werewolf character, and I just like him a lot. So why not read it? I didn't really know that that werewolf character was introduced a lot later on, which I was pissed about. But moving on, so I didn't really believe that audiobooks were important enough at first, till I had to write this assignment for my college, and I had to read a book alongside at the same day. So I just put on this audiobook version of it, and I thought that I'll just give it a shot, read it through the night, and if I can do it, then fine. And I read it, and my world shifted because it was like I imagine a lot when I'm reading a book. Like I think how the scenes will play out and how they look, and I imagine everything. And it was like suddenly there's this voice in my head, and it's just like I'm imagining it on all on my own. Like it's my voice that is creating the world, and it's just so magical. Especially when I read Harry Potter, the first part with Stephen Fry, and his voice is so magical.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't stop raving about it, to be honest. His voice is so unique because it completely fits the vibe of the book. It's like there are so many changes in his tone just in the first chapter, like how sarcastic he is when he's describing how perfectly normal the Dursleys are, and amazing. So, reading that through, what I like, what I remembered while reading the Harry Potter books again was that how much I love the world building of it. There is so many myths and just subplots alongside the main storyline that they just make it so realistic. And one of my favorite theories in the universe comes along is that of Professor Trelawney's, I think. That would be my favorite one. So, Professor Trelawney, she's this crazy cuckoo lady who just spouts out stuff whenever she likes it, right? And she's making you drink this tea that is without sugar. How do you drink tea without sugar, first of all? So, yeah. And when I first saw her, I was just like, oh my God, what is wrong with her? Why is she saying all this stuff? And why is she scaring Harry so much, like throughout the books? But then I looked into the theories and the conspiracies revolving her, and I was just, because there are so many redeeming ones of her persona, because there is this one theory where she is a descendant of Cassandra, from the Greek mythology, and Cassandra was a girl, and Apollo fell in love with her, but because she and gave her the power of prophecy, and then he tried to seduce her, but because she deflected all his advances, he was so angry that rather than taking away her power, what he does is that he curses her that nobody would believe her and her descendants. So Trelawney is said to be one of her descendants because in book 5 it is said that she's the descendant of Cassandra Trelawney, the great seer. And it was so mind blowing to me because, oh my god, there is this one book who is just encapsulating the whole world along with it, right? What is also amazing was that I found proof of it in the books only. Like she predicted Dumbledore's death way before we any of us thought it could have happened. Right? In Prisoner of Azkaban, she says, "If I join the table, we shall be dead. We shall be 13. Nothing could be more unlucky. Never forget that when 13 dine together, the first to rise will be the first to die." And with Peter Pettigrew sitting there as Scabbers, it is true. There were 13 people on the table, and Dumbledore rose as the first one, and then he died as the first. And it was, oh my god, I'm just blacking out with how like enchanting that was to me.
Yeah.
Which also reminds me, like, why fiction in itself is so encapsulating, why fiction can be so heartfelt. And Harry Potter in itself, it is not just a book, it is an experience, it is a lifetime, right? I had this conversation with a gentleman during one of our hangouts, the offline ones, and he just asked me, like, why do you like fiction so much? What is there in fiction that is so great about it? Like, what he wanted to know is that how does education like intervene in that? Like there are so many books based on realism, on real scenarios that offer so much more information that children can learn from, right? And then on the other side they have fiction that they love more than these real boring books. And why is that? Why do they love fiction and fantasy so much more? What is so good about it? And all I could think of was that it's about perception of how fiction changes your perspective. You can have these various adaptations of real life scenarios with shifting point of views, but at the end of the day, it is just that. It is reality, and reality has these restraints on us. Like as normal human beings, we have a pattern of living. We have this schedule that we follow. We wake up, we go to our jobs, or we go to college, or we go to school, and we follow that. And fiction breaks all of those boundaries. It breaks every kind of normal pattern that we have. And that is what's so great about it, because it completely changes everything. And yet, at the end of the story, it still manages to tell us that there are some of these core beliefs that make us who we are, and that they will always define our purpose in this world, whether it be a fictional world full of vampires and werewolves and wizards, or it be the normal world. There will always be our core beliefs and who we are as a person, and that won't change.
Vidushi?
So,
Yeah.
yes, sir?
Yeah. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much for that. If you mute yourself, then we can go ahead with the quiz. I would like to go ahead with the quiz. Uh, everyone can, be ready for it. And what you need to do is that the quiz will have multiple options. It's pretty straightforward. A, B, C, D, E. It's like that. You just have to mention it in the chat window. And I would like to request Neha, the co-founder, I would like to request her to note down the answers so that it's not tough for me because I can't keep going back and forth. So what I'll do is I'll present the quiz to you now. Go one by one, and you can just mention the answer as quickly as you can in the chat section. Okay?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
It's visible.
Okay. So I'll go ahead with the quiz. The first question is, what is the name of Hagrid's three-headed dog? Why was the golden snitch created?
Yeah, third side.
Which of the following is not a Harry Potter spell? Yes, that's about it. Yeah.
So I'll just disclose a little bit of thing that we
Okay.
have a close three competitors,
Okay.
which are Radhe,
Okay.
Tia, and Shrikant. They
Okay.
were very quick, and most of
Okay.
them answers were right.
Okay.
But we will announce the result online.
Okay.
So if you could
Okay.
announce, Rohan. Tonight we'll announce the winner of this quiz
Okay.
on the Facebook page of the Book Nerds.
Sure. And before I stop sharing, I would like to share uh, a video which Priyakshi Goswami shared with me. And if Priyakshi can comment over it, that would be great.
Yeah, this is from the Harry Potter, the Warner Studios. Okay, this is not a museum. This is the actual studio where the
Okay.
many scenes of the films were shot.
Okay.
So these are some of the magical tricks that they had applied in the film. So like
Yeah.
see, they
Yeah.
move by themselves.
Right.
So they have used some technique to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, this is one of the cauldrons which is getting stirred by itself.
Yeah.
There's no human being there, nothing.
Yeah. Lots of fun, this one.
Yeah. Yeah. This is a sweater being knit by itself. It's getting knit by itself. Nobody is knitting it.
Oh, this is really nice. Awesome.
Oh yeah, this is a knife cutting an apple, I think. Yeah,
Wow.
knife cutting an apple.
Yeah. Just give me a moment. There
So
were
these
some pictures also. So let's talk about them.
yeah, this is the bus we took to the studio. The bus transported us there, and inside
Okay.
they were showing all the films. So they couldn't show all the films, obviously, but they were showing one of the films.
Okay.
And the children were glued to it. My kids were glued to that till
Yeah.
we reached the studio.
Okay.
Yeah, this is the Hogwarts Castle.
Okay.
This is the Great Hall. See that huge cauldron?
Yeah.
It's there.
Take all of us.
This is the train. This is the Hogwarts train.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the dormitory. This
Yeah.
is Harry's bed. Okay.
I just wanted to add that
Yes.
that Hogwarts photo that you showed,
Yeah.
which was taken in Warner Brothers. So I went to the studios in 2017 along with a couple of my friends, and
Okay.
that castle that they showed, it was actually used in the films for the wide angle shots and the zoom in shots. They
Okay.
didn't have actual people there, so
Okay.
they recreated the conditions. And when you see like an aerial shot of Hogwarts
Yeah.
zooming in,
Yeah.
that was the castle that was used. That's what they showed on the placard.
Okay. Great. So, did you guys have fun? You can just do a thumbs up if you had fun in the quiz.
Hello, everybody. Good evening. Hardik here. So I believe that there are two kind of fantasies. The one that you feel like, okay, this is just a story, and you're like, okay. And the other one is that makes you believe that this thing exists, and that's what Harry Potter does for me. So I have a very special niche and a place for Harry Potter, and it can't be snatched by any other fantasies or books. So,
Mm.
and I have watched all the movies, but I'm just reading. I've just finished reading the third book, so it's really been a great experience till now. So, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hardik. Miss Jolly, come in.
I wanted to tell everyone that I have the Hogwarts library. I have 3 books from there as well.
Okay.
Quidditch Through the Ages and Beetle the Bard
Okay.
And another one, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Okay. Would you like to?
And I also have a wand about it,
Oh,
like
nice.
Harry Potter.
Nice. Okay, so we haven't talked about what are our prized possessions. Would you like to show them off? Anybody? Already. Srikant. Okay, Krishna. Krishna, come in.
I wrote fan mail to J.K. Rowling and I got a reply.
Don't tell me. Shoot.
So,
Really? Can you
yeah, so
share with
this
us
is
the
the
reply?
letter,
Oh, wow. Open it. Open it.
and
Yeah.
this was what I got.
Oh,
And
wow. Srikant is getting jealous of you already. I can see him, very jealous of
and
you.
lastly, she sent more about.
Wow, wow. Did she address it to you?
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
This is. Can you see? Dear. Oh, sorry.
Oh, dear Krishna. Wow. Krishna, you could be one of the most hated or most loved people in this session very quickly. So, anybody else who wants? Yeah.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. Mridul, go on.
Hi. So, hi. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, great. Thanks. Thank you so much. And sorry for all the inconvenience. There was some problem with my audio as well. I've been a Potterhead since the year 2000 when reading Harry Potter started as a trend in India, I could say. And when Order of the Phoenix came out, I was the same age as Harry, so I could actually relate to him. And I just like to relate a very small story about how I acquired the book, The Order of the Phoenix. So, IndiaTimes.com used to be a web selling portal in the year 2003, and they marketed the book as they would be releasing it first in India. So, I ordered a copy online, and they ended up delivering it at the wrong address. And I somehow knew that there is a place which has the same address as mine, and it could have gone there. So I actually went to that place with two of my friends to beat someone up if they don't give my book back. I actually managed to get the book, and I finished Order of the Phoenix in a flat reading session of 23 hours. I took only toilet and meal breaks. And uh, about my prized possessions, I have a Hogwarts diary which I bought online. So I'm also part of a group called Bangalore Potterhead, Sonali Bhatia runs it.
Okay.
And we discuss a lot of stuff about that book. We have a very professional debating kind of an atmosphere in that book. And in this diary, I enter theories and some insights I get, some plot holes which I can find. I've found almost 20 plot holes in the Harry Potter series till now. And I'll be happy to discuss them. You can find me on Facebook. My Facebook ID is Mridul Naidu. So if anybody wants to discuss stuff and things like that, they can always reach out to me and do that.
Mridul,
And,
can you share one loophole very quickly, and then rest of the people can just
Okay,
join you.
okay, a very interesting loophole which I came across, which is when Voldemort attacks Harry Potter's parents' house, and when Hagrid delivers him to Private Drive, there is a 24-hour time gap between those two instances. So where was Harry and what was he doing and who was taking care of him for all that period? That is a very interesting question, which could be debated, or it could just have been J.K. Rowling forgotten about something. And there's one more which I'd like to just put across the group, which is also very popular online, is how many students are there at Hogwarts. So there are various instances in the book which suggest there are 300 students, there are 800 students, there are 1,000 students, there are 500 students, stuff like that. So we never really know. But these are all the stuff which we discuss on the group regularly. And I've made it a point of writing them down in my diary. So anybody wants to discuss stuff, they are more than welcome.
Okay.
Thank you.
Nadia, would you like to comment on the loopholes you just mentioned in the chat that you hate them?
So it's like, see, when you read the books over and over again, you start, you don't even have to go to a forum. It's like this when you're reading all 7 books in a go. Some of the things they just stand out. कि ये क्यों होगा? And just for the pure love of Harry Potter, you try and give yourself some explanations that this is probably what was happening here.
Just to help you sleep at night, basically.
Yeah, exactly. And Acha, I'm going to just tell the answer. My type nahi kar, Homonium Revelio, it tells you if there is human presence in the vicinity.
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't even see the spell. That's not fair. Your face is on
He
the
was like taking it
Your face is on the screen. You're not speaking anything.
That was Srikant. That was just a bonus one. Don't worry.
So, for example, when you've got Mrs. Weasley at the platform, first book, and she's asking what was that platform number again, and most people are like, you've been coming here for the past 5 years to drop off your kids, you don't remember it. But then most of us think it was basically her teasing Ginny, you are the youngest one, so you tell me what the platform number is, sort of a game. So loopholes hai, but we're like, koi nahi. You've written 7 books worth of such great content that will give you, let's say, 2 pages full of loopholes. Ki chalo,
Yeah.
theek hai.
Okay.
You can.
Itna chalta hai.
First book is anyway full of loopholes. That is an established fact.
First be, and then all the rest, like all 7 you read, kahin na kahin pe, there's something wrong with the timeline, or there are things which could have been done differently. Just
So Rowling is bad with numbers. Rowling is bad with dates. Somehow every September 1st in all 7 years starts on a Monday. So she's never figured it out, because if you actually look at the year 1995, September 1st is
doesn't
a
mention that
Saturday.
it's a Monday. It just mentioned that term starts on the 1st of September.
Yeah, and it's always when they see the timetable, September 1st, look at this Monday.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
it's pretty bad.
Chiranjeev Mohan, would you like to say something?
But it can also be that when you get a timetable, if you have a timetable in front of you, the
No,
first
they go for
day
that
you see
Mondays.
is the
No,
Monday.
they go. I know what you mean. They go for that Mondays classes.
Chiranjeev,
We can try.
Chiranjeev, do you want to say something?
Okay, hello everyone. Myself Chiranjeev Mohan. Actually, I joined first of all Book Nerds when I was studying in Dehradun. I studied I did my MTech in University of Petroleum and Energy Studies from Dehradun. So when I was in Dehradun, at that time I have joined Book Nerds Dehradun. And I right now I'm in Delhi. I work as an energy auditor. So yeah, I have been a huge follower of because right from right from it started, I was I read the book, and there are other books also that I've read through. Some few points that I would like for me personally, favorite was Half-Blood Prince. I liked it a lot. I love Half-Blood a lot because there you actually
Yes, you are audible.
yeah, okay. Okay, so as I was saying, I would like to mention a few points related to Harry Potter. So my personal favorite is the book of Half-Blood Prince, because there you can see actually the transition and a lot of happenings around there. And as I have mentioned, Half-Blood Prince, personally my favorite character is Severus Snape, because his character is something unworldly and different, and we feel that he is a bad person, but actually it turns out that there is a lot to offer from him, because there is a different storyline related with Severus Snape, and that is actually I like the beauty of Harry Potter, and he's one of my favorite characters of Harry Potter. And that's the thing. And I love reading different kinds of books. Like I love reading crime stories. I love reading fiction. I love reading non-fiction. And some points that I want to mention is there is this belief that actually this Harry Potter is not shot in that university, but there is this university called University of Glasgow in Scotland. So once you visit there, you can see actually different. The Hogwarts Castle is actually not shot there, but you can get a vibe and the feeling that yes, it's the Hogwarts Castle, and yet it can be true, because when J.K. Rowling started writing the book, she was actually in Edinburgh, so she used to get her inspiration sitting on a cafe when she's writing the book, just get the inspiration from there. So
Thank
I
you.
believe that if I
Thank you, Chiranjeev. You can mute yourself now, and we'll finally go to Sumit, and end the session there. Okay, and Sumit, please unmute yourself now. You have to.
I'm with it actually.
Okay,
I'm
you
not
have.
Sumit.
Okay.
So I started reading Harry Potter books since 2018 with the book Goblet of Fire, actually. And that time I didn't know about anything about Harry Potter, and it took me it took me a year to finish the book, because knowing about the characters and all the stuff which was going around the book took me a year to finish it. And now I'm reading Deathly Hallows, my second book, which is about to finish.
Great. Great.
And here's my letter. I've written a book letter to Rowling, but I'm waiting for after lockdown. I will post it.
Okay, great.
That's
Great. Vidit, right? Thank you so much.
yeah,
Okay.
Vidit.
Thank you, guys. It has been a wonderful time talking to all of you. And next time we'll just have a dedicated session for fandom and reading book excerpts, of course. Thank you so much, all of you, and we'll see you soon
Welcome.
at another Potterhead online book club hangout. Thank you so much.
Oh, welcome.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Nice meeting you.
Yeah.